Hi everybody, my name is Jaden.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel, and we thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. We are deep into our book, not even deep into our book, we're third chapter into the book of Revelations, Kazon, as they say. And gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
How's the book of Revelation going for you guys?
Confusing. You definitely have to figure out whether it's talking about future, past, present, or this is for us or for somebody else.
Future, past, present, right, exactly. All right, so the one thing that we had yesterday at the very end, and let me take it over there first, was read the little bit, guys, that we have about the morning star from chapter 2,
All right.
The last thing that it says.
And I shall give him the morning star.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, and we didn't know exactly what that was exactly, and so we had Brother Glenn, and he wrote up this huge thing, one part of it with the answers to the Acts, where they were, people think that Gentiles only have 4 laws, which is crazy because we have all those same laws that everyone else has. And you don't want to be a Gentile. There's no house of Gentile, there's no house of Christian, there's no house of Mormon, there's no house of Catholic, there's a house of Yahuda and a house of Yisrael. You got to pick one of those houses. Okay, so when it talks right here about the morning star, this is what Brother Glenn says. Why does the Bible use morning star to refer to both Yahushua and Satan? Revelation 22:16. I, Yahushua, have sent my messenger to witness to these matters in the assemblies. I am the root and the offspring of David, the bright and morning star. Revelation 2:28, verse 27, starts at 27. And he shall shepherd them with a rod of iron, as the potter's vessel shall be broken to pieces. And I also have received from my Father, and I shall give him the morning star. And then in Isaiah 14:12 through 15, it says, how you have fallen from the heavens, O Hailel, which is H1984, the morning star, Lucifer, son of the morning. You have been cut down to the ground. You have laid low the Gentiles. For you have said in your heart, let me go up to the heavens. Let me raise my throne above the stars of El, and let me sit in the mount of meeting on the sides of the north. Let me go up above the heights of the clouds. Let me be like the Most High. But you are brought down to the grave, to the sides of the pit. In ancient times, the idea of a morning star was one of a bright star that outshines others. In Isaiah, the poetic structure of chapter 14 uses the phrase to describe the greatness of Satan prior to his fall, in contrast with his evil and rebelling against Yahuwah. In Isaiah 14:12, we read, how you are fallen from heaven, O day star, son of dawn. The King James and the New King James versions use Lucifer, son of the morning, in place of day star, son of dawn. The larger context of this passage is traditionally interpreted as referring to Satan and his fall from heaven. Job 38:4, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if you have understanding. Who set its measurements, if you know? Or who stretched the line upon it? Upon what were its foundations sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of Elohim shouted for joy. With Yahushua, the concept of the morning star is used to also note his greatness. This is clear from the other title used of him in the same verse, the root and descendant of David. Of great importance is the fact that Yahushua is noted as the bright morning star. His greatness is far above all others. Satan could not cause Yahushua to sin, could not stop his plans, nor defeat him through death. Satan will ultimately be defeated by Yahushua and cast into the lake of fire, Revelation 20:7-10. It is important to note that also using a similar idea to compare both Satan and Yahushua does not mean they are similar. The same idea of comparison is even used in the Bible with Yahushua and Satan with another idea, that of lion. In 1 Peter 5:8, Satan is described as a roaring lion who seeks to devour believers. Yet Yahushua is also called a lion, the lion of the tribe of Judah in Revelation 5:5. Both Satan and Yahushua are powerful, yet the power of the Messiah is infinitely greater. Colossians 1:16-17 teaches, because in him were created all that are in the heavens and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or rulerships or principalities or authorities. All have been created through him and for him. And all is before him, and in him all hold together. John 1:3-5 adds, all came to be through him, and without him not even one came to be that came to be. In him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Let's see. This one, yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that because so does that make sense to anybody out there, gentlemen?
No, I think so. I think that
we didn't know exactly why he was called Morning Star or why, there's a weapon of war called the morning star, which we were kind of laughing at. That why is that? But that's not it. And so essentially, it's greatness, right? And I guess Satan was very great in his past, right? But he's never going to be as great as our Creator, and never as great as the Creator's Son. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Here we go. And for those who do not know, again, we're in chapter 3. The churches that we're talking about right here have come and they've gone. This part is all in the past. What we can glean from this is the lessons of the future, where we can apply things to our lives and become better. But as far as the churches being live today, they're not. And the Catholics and all these churches, the 501c3 man-made doctrine churches, these are not assemblies where our Creator lives. He's not in these temples of man-made hands. Okay, and to the messenger of the assembly in Sardis write, he who has the 7 Ruach of Elohim and the 7 stars says this, I know your works, that you have a name, that you are alive, but you are dead. Wake up and strengthen what remains and is about to die. For I have not found your works complete before Elohim. Remember then how you have received and heard, and watch and repent. If then you do not wake up, I shall come up on you as a thief, and you shall not know at all what hour I have come upon you. Nevertheless, you have a few names in Sardis who have not defiled their garments, and they walk with me in white, because they are worthy. He who overcomes shall be dressed in white robes, and I shall by no means blot out his name from the book of Kai, but I shall confess his name before my Father and before his messengers. Okay, there's a huge thing right here, right? We don't know who he's actually talking about here, but the ones who overcame, or the ones who... What do you guys make of this, first of all?
Ones who overcame, I think, are people who stayed away from sin, who were not tempted by sin, are able to overcome it and able to fight off hostile time.
Right, and here is a little thing about this son of our Creator, right? He is going to be the guy. He's our essentially our attorney. He's our advocate when it comes to the end times. This is where we're talking about, we want him to confess our name before his Father and before messengers. Now, this is a Trinity-breaking verse, because if Messiah Yahushua was the Father, then again, he just gave us a little bit of deception, right? He deceived us, because he's not going to confess his name before his Father. He's going to think about his name because he is the Father, right? So we have to get all these scriptures, and we have to get this stuff dialed in. We got to get rid of this satanic doctrine of the Trinity. It's a mess. And there's nowhere in scriptures, not a place, that when you read scriptures all together, that you can finalize and formulate that our Creator and his Son are the exact same people. It doesn't say that anywhere. Okay, so when the people that are loyal to our Creator and his Son, when Messiah comes, he's going to advocate for them. He's going to confess their name, and he's going to also confess it before the messengers. That's a huge thing, right? How about a little esteem in front of all these entities that you don't know, but that probably know you? And all of a sudden, you get a shout out from the Son of the Most High. What an honor. 6. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to the assemblies. And to the messenger of the assembly in Philadelphia, write, he who is Kodesh, he who is true, he who has the key of David, he who opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens, says this. Okay, so what is he saying? He who is true, he who has the key of David. So this is Messiah saying this, right?
Yeah, right. And there's like some door that closes and never can be opened.
Right. I know your works. See, I have put before you an open door, and no one is able to shut it, that you have little power, yet have guarded my word and have not denied my name. That's a huge thing, right? We're living in a world where not only do people deny it, but the people will take the name of our Creator as a superlative curse word, and that's not even denying the name. That's even worse. It's, making jokes about it. 9. See, I am giving up those of the congregation of Satan, who say they are Yahudim and are not, but lie. See, I am making them come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Wow. What do you guys make of that? Okay.
When your enemy is come and worship you, they come to your feet and worship you, that means they've been defeated, and Yahushua was going to defeat the people that are not following Torah.
Yeah, what a scene this would be. What a scene this would be. It would be amazing if we were able to partake in this kind of a setup.
That's the fake people who say they believe Yah, who say they do the works of Yah, but then do evil. It's
Yeah.
those kind of people.
Yeah. 10. Because you have guarded my word of endurance, I also shall guard you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon all the world, to try those who dwell on the earth. All right, what is he saying here, guys?
He's saying that because if these people here in Philadelphia were guarding the Torah, he said he's going to protect them. Yes, and that's true. That's the promises we get from Yahuwah, is that if we are following the commands and we are doing as he said, we will have protection from Yah.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that mean that nothing happens, that we don't have struggles or trials or days of darkness and depression and things of that nature?
No, not at all. That means we will still have trials, but we will be protected from Hasatan. We will have more protection from Yah than a regular human that does not follow Torah would have.
Yeah, and the problem, I guess it's not a problem, but I guess the effects of living in the Torah is that you are going to be tested probably more than those who are not. Simply because you are a child of the Most High, and Hasatan does not want that. Okay, 11. See, I am coming speedily. Hold what you have, that no one takes your crown. He who overcomes, I shall make him a supporting post in the Mishkan of my Elohim, and he shall by no means go out. And I shall write on him the name of my Elohim and the name of the city of my Elohim, the renewed Jerusalem, which comes down out of the Shamayim from my Elohim and my renewed name. Wow. Okay,
this is future.
There's a lot of stuff right here. Yeah, this is the future. What do we make of this right here? Hold on. 11, what's it say? He who overcomes. What do we make of this? He who overcomes, and, how do we overcome, number one, guys?
I'd say keep believing Yahuwah no matter what. Believe him through the trials. Fighting sin, not falling into sin.
Yeah, keeping the Torah, keeping the laws, statutes, and commands. I mean, faithful to our Creator, which would mean you have faith in Messiah Yahushua. Okay? And then he says, I shall write on him the name of my Elohim. This is a Trinity breaker, right? Because this is the Son of the Most High, and he says he's going to write on him the name of his Elohim. Right? If he was Elohim, he would say, I would have my name on my chest. You would see who I am. He's not Elohim Most High. Okay? And the name of the city of my Elohim, right? This is our home, right? This is what we're looking for, right? When a city comes out of the sky and sits up on top of Mount Zion, and the whole mountain structure is reformed and everything is up there, it's going to be amazing. And that's where the whole world will come. And that's where everything will be. Anyone else have anything on this? This is it.
No, I think you got it. It says, this isn't like us going to heaven. This is like the city coming down. Like you let your will be and your kingdom come.
Yeah, this is no. There's no rapture like this. This is not the Christian rapture by any means, right? If you tell the Christians that they're not going to be taken off to heaven, they won't have any idea what you're saying.
That's the scary thing. To think you have comfort when there is no comfort. Where you think you're going to be saved from trials and tribulation. You think you're going to be protected, and when you think it's time and nothing happens, you're still stuck here, and you have to now figure out to the end of what's really going on. It's a scary thing.
Yep, you had Christians in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 who did absolutely nothing when the world was changed because they wait for this rapture. They don't think anything's going to happen. They don't think they're going to see trials and tribulations. They think they're just going to make it out of this place without a scratch on them because that's what the man in the pulpit has told them and the lies of the doctrines of this. Okay, 13. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to the assemblies. And to the messenger of the assembly in Laodicea, write, the Amen, the trustworthy and true witness, the beginning of the creation of Yahuwah, says this, I know your works, that you are neither cold nor hot. I would that you were cold or hot. So because you are lukewarm, and neither could nor cold nor hot, I am going to vomit you out of my mouth. All right. This is to one of these churches, right?
Yes.
Because it's to a church, what can we take from this?
We take the examples of what they did wrong and what we shouldn't do.
Right. And what did they do?
They were not with Yah. They sound like Christians. They sound like modern day Christians. They were lukewarm.
They were half and half out. They didn't really want to be there, but they wanted to be there. But they really wanted to do what the world did as well.
Well, Christians want to be there. They just don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commands
They
of our
want to do what
Creator.
the world does.
Well, yeah, because that's what their religion has told them. They can do what they want, and obedience means absolutely nothing to a Christian. Okay, 17. Because you say, rich I am, and I am made rich, and need none at all, and do not know that you are wretched, and pitiable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I advise you to buy from me gold refined in the fire, so that you become rich, and white garments, so that you become dressed, so that the shame of your nakedness might not be shown, and anoint your eyes with ointment, so that you see. Okay, this is huge stuff right here, right? What do we make of this, right? Part of this is we're going to be naked before our Creator at some point, right? And we don't want to be naked. We want...
right, it's the rich truth. If people say I'm rich and I made myself rich, I'm saying Yahuwah blessed me, something like that, you'll end up naked in front of Yahuwah.
Yeah, absolutely, you are. And that's the thing is, it doesn't matter how much gold... Is that... Which dog is that? Yeah. It doesn't matter how much gold or silver you have. At the end of the day, it's all going to end up back into somebody else's hand, and you're going to become a grave in a grave with worms eating, through your eyes and things of that nature. So you're done. 19. As many as I love, I reprove and discipline. So be ardent and repent. Okay? So, if you are going through trials, things in your life, and you're not keeping the Torah, perhaps that's your clue. Perhaps if you're not keeping Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and you don't have the obedience of our Creator, and life is upside down, everything is going completely wild, maybe it's time to look into that Torah. Maybe it's time to repent from the wickedness that we're into and change our life so that our Creator can be happy that He reproved us and disciplined us, and we learned from it. Because many people get reproved and disciplined, and they don't know why, and they continue on in their ways. But there is a Creator out there, and He is knocking and hearing. 20. See, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I shall come into him and dine with him, and he with me. Okay, that's a huge Christian verse right there. Christians will have this all the time. This is what the Christians say. Yes, stand at my door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door. Okay, so somebody opens the door or hears his voice. What is his voice going to say?
Depart from me.
It could be depart from me. But prior to that, if somebody hears the voice of Messiah, what does the voice of Messiah say?
It's going to say, keep the Torah?
Yeah, keep the Torah. Keep the laws, statutes, and commands of my Father. And he's not going to come and dine if you've been belligerent in the Torah. If you are a sinner and if you've had your chance to change and you refuse to, don't expect that you're going to have a dining spot with Messiah. 21. To him who overcomes, I shall give to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to the assemblies. Okay, let's go back up to 21 real quick. To him who overcomes, I shall give to sit with me on my throne. He says, my throne. Then he goes, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne.
Like two people here.
Do we have one throne or do we have two thrones?
It sounds like two thrones.
There's two thrones. Yeah.
It sounds like the throne's big enough for both of them to sit on it.
I don't think it's the same. I think there's two separate thrones. I think it.
Yeah, should have thrones here, but I think he sat on his father's at some point.
Maybe he sat down there, but he also overcame and sat with my Father on his throne. It sounds like they have two separate thrones, or that they are, without a shadow of a doubt, two separate entities. And I guess if nobody gets anything else from that, please break that Trinity deception. It is a curse. It is very, very evil. And it breaks the heart of our Creator, because He is a jealous out, and He wants us, and He wants our dedication. He wants our loyalty. He wants our hearts. He wants our minds. He doesn't want to share this with anyone else. So, guys, with that, thank you guys very, very much. Much love to everybody out there. We will see you again soon.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.